What's up, you guys? We're gonna talk about why we overthink so much. Not overthink, but why we always are thinking in the future and why we worry. Right? A lot of us worry. I worry a lot nowadays. I know I shouldn't, but again, just the way my life situation is right now, I have a lot of shit to think about. Right? What is the reason why we are accustomed to always thinking about the future? This is my opinion, but I think a lot of you guys will relate and resonate with what I say. I really think the root cause of it is that we are always being brainwashed from the time we're in school to think about the future in terms of homework and tests and quizzes and shit like this, right? Big projects, right? Uh, a lot of us, I'm gonna say the majority of people hate school. I hate school. I don't really fuck with college, to be honest. If I had to be like 100% authentic, I don't really fuck with college. And I didn't really like school in general, high school, middle school, elementary. Yeah, I didn't like it. It sucked. But I think that when we are, for so many years, our minds are just programmed to always think in the future because, again, homework, right? Your teacher tells you have a test on Friday. It's Monday. So you spend Monday, and then on top of that, you have a bunch of other classes or a bunch of homework in different classes. So you're thinking, shit, okay, I have 2 assignments due in this one class tomorrow, or in 2 different classes. I have 1 assignment due in this class, 1 assignment due in this class, and then I have a test in 3 days on the next class. So your mind doesn't, it can't not think about the future. You understand? Like, you can't, okay, yeah, you can try to meditate, you can try to realize they're just thoughts and everything's going to be okay, but it doesn't stop the fact that these thoughts are still coming in and you're still thinking about the future, right? So if you think about it realistically, from the age of about 7 to 22 to 23, that's how many years? 13, that's 15 years of your mind being programmed to think in the future and to worry. Not only think, it's okay to think about the future in terms of optimism, like, okay, yeah, I'm excited to begin losing weight or whatever. Like, you don't have anything to really worry about there, or like you're looking forward to going to a party, or you're looking forward to buying a new car. That's like excitement, right? Like, oh, I'm getting a new car on Friday. You're not really worried about that. But in terms of like just like work and shit like this in school, it programs you to think and worry about the future all the time in many other areas. I'll give you a few examples. Let's say if you're single, I'm single right now. Many of us, including myself, we always, not always, but from time to time, we always think about, shit, am I ever gonna meet someone? Shit, am I ever gonna get laid? And then just all this other justification that happens in your mind after that. Like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? Or do I have any trauma to clear up? Is that why girls don't like me? Because I'm too rigid and I'm not open enough because of my past childhood, right? Like, all this shit. And then that, like, just leads to so much disaster in our life. Thinking about worry, like I said, most of the time you worry, most of the shit doesn't actually occur. Like, you could worry about not passing an assignment on Wednesday and it could be Monday and you'll get the assignment done. But just the very fact that that assignment is due in the future is what makes your mind have to think about it and worry about it, right? Like, you may be confident that you are good enough, or that you know the material and you're able to complete the homework, but it doesn't, it's still, you're still thinking about the future. And there's so many other things. Like, if you're a younger person and you've been asked all your life, what do you want to do? Oh, that's another thing. Holy shit, I forgot about that. A lot of us are asked when we're young, what do you want to do when you're older? What do you want to be? And like, dude, we're fucking kids right now. Like, if you're asking a child at 9 or 10 years old, the child really doesn't give a shit about what he wants to do in 20 years. All he wants to do is have fun. He wants to play outside with his friends. He wants to go play video games. He wants to eat sugary food. Like, he just wants to have fun, dude. Or she, whatever. Like, and then, like, we just that's what it is. I'm telling you, that's what it is. If we weren't programmed by school and fucking our parents and everyone else and our family and society and teachers and friends and all this shit to always think about the future. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And of course, I ask that to other people because that's just how our brains are wired now. It's hard to unwire something that's been wired into you for 15 years. It's possible to unwire it, but it takes a while. So if you always worry and you always have just like insecurities and shit like this, and thinking about the future and overthinking about the future and justifying and reasoning and all this shit and just mental masturbation 24/7 like I do, I'm honestly terrible at being present. Right? You know, you guys may think I'm decent, but I'm actually terrible at being present. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of work to do with spirituality and shit like that. And it's tough. I understand. You guys are probably on the same path. Like, you guys are into the same sort of things and are doing the same things that I'm doing. But you guys understand. You guys know that it's tough. This is probably one of the toughest things you will ever do in your life. I'm saying it right now. Becoming someone like a Buddha or an Osho, or trying to be like a guru, where they're just like walking on water. They don't identify with their thoughts or emotions. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. And fear, right? Thinking in the future is basically fear. So you're scared of what's going to happen, basically. If you're thinking about I noticed too, my lower, I started to get lower back. In this past week, man, I've had a lot of shit on my plate, and I noticed my lower back. I think lower back pain, I think, is associated with like financial worries or about the future and shit. But school and shit like that, it's survival, right? Financial worries is basically your survival, your root chakra. So where's your root chakra? That's your lower back, right? Or your sacral root chakra, same shit. It's in that same area, but you get the point. So for you guys who just overthink and worry and overanalyze and shit like this, just know that I'm in the same boat, and I'm not perfect, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to get better. Just be aware that the only reason that you're overthinking and shit is just because you've been programmed like that. You've been programmed to just think in the future all the fucking time. So again, man, just keep doing your shit, keep meditating, keep trying to disidentify with thoughts. I know it's hard, man, like especially in a society where it's not prioritized. Spirituality and having control over your thoughts and shit like this is not taught here in college or anywhere. So it's extremely difficult. It would be hard even if like people were promoting it and shit in university and high school and things like this. But again, so this is just a message to you guys. Keep doing the spiritual work, keep meditating, keep working out, taking cold showers. Being mindful really helps. When you're walking and you sometimes when I notice when I'm walking outside, I'll overthink. I'll have a thought that says, "Oh shit, you got an assignment due in 2 days," or whatever. And then I notice when it's weird because I notice when I'm walking really fast outside, that's when my mind starts to overthink because I'm like rushing, and then my mind picks up on my body rushing, and it starts to fill my mind with thoughts that are anxious, right? Because my body, if you're rushing, you're kind of rigid and all this. So the best thing to do with that is just slow down, pay attention to noise, and then watch. Like what I do is if I'm overthinking and I'm walking, I'll just watch your breath. Even if you're sitting down, just watch your breath and then just listen for sounds, and then you'll notice that you don't really have a lot of anxious thoughts or worries going on in your mind. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to the right so you get notified when I upload. If you have any questions or whatever, leave them down below and I will do my best to respond. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.